Welcome, everybody. My name is Michael, and today we are a few days away from August. So, last month of summer, hopefully, you're making the best of it. Bitcoin has risen to above $34,000. We're at a higher point than we were last week. And a lot of people are suddenly going, woo, from bearish to bullish. Yes, everything's going to go back to normal. Bitcoin's going to hit 100K. But I just wanted to take a moment to discuss not about Bitcoin, but about altcoins. How it's pretty weird what happened over the past year. Everyone was expecting Bitcoin to hit 80K, 100K, possibly even 300,000, and that still is a possibility, but we have to look at what did go up. Sure, Bitcoin rose 2-3 times what it used to be the last cycle, and you always compare it to the last cycle, but you also have to compare altcoins, where they were. Ethereum, wow, it had a meteoric rise to $4,500, and I remember when it was just trading at a few $100s, and there's people who remember when it was below $100. Now, besides Ethereum, there was a big DeFi summer, and NFTs came out, and there was thousands and thousands of new cryptocurrencies. Some, unfortunately, fell to regulation. Others are doing practically fine right now. And there's a small minority that is on their way towards world domination. They're in the new top 20, top 50s list. They're going to be billion-dollar projects, if not already being unicorns in the crypto world. And that's fantastic. What happened is a lot of money was diverted from Bitcoin. And sure, we had institutional investors come on board. There was a lot of excitement. Yes, there was a bull run for Bitcoin. For it to go to a low point last year in March 2020, below $8,000, and then below even $4,000, and for it to shoot up to 40,000, that's 10x, and then $64,500, that's fantastic. But for every $1 million that went into Bitcoin, a lot of it was diverted into Ethereum, into altcoins. There was a lot of money that, sure, some of these guys made a lot of profit in Bitcoin, but they started investing into altcoins to diversify at first, and then they realized they could get much better gains than in Bitcoin, and that was when you had alt season start. It was crazy. You had projects that some went up even 1,000% in a single day. You're not going to see that in the stock market. Now, there were a fair amount of rug pulls, but even right now, a lot of people still believe that altcoins are dominating, and you're actually able to see this in terms of Bitcoin dominance. Some months it's growing, other months it's falling, and actually over the past 3 months, Bitcoin's dominance has been below 50%. We've hit over $1 trillion, which was a huge marker. We've hit $2 trillion. We're currently around 1.4, 1.5 trillion, but not to even have half of that belong to Bitcoin, that's quite surprising, because we've had Bitcoin dominance 60, 70% even just last year. So for it to suddenly be chilling currently at 47, 46%, and Ethereum for that to have 18, 19, 20% of the market, and then there's other smaller altcoins, even BNB, it has a fair percentage of the market share. It's the third largest crypto. Well, it was the third, and then there's Tether, of course. It's quite a difference, especially when you compare, for example, December 27th, just a couple months ago, really. Okay, maybe a little bit more, like 7 months ago, but still, at that point in time, in 2020, one of the last days of 2020, Bitcoin had almost 70%. I think it was 69.17%, something like that. And Ethereum was just at 11%. Binance didn't even have a percent, where now it's 3-4%. Tether is at 5%. Binance was at 0.6%. And for all of this to suddenly change so drastically, for hundreds of billions of dollars to move from Bitcoin into Ethereum, into altcoins, into DeFi, every single person that I've talked to this year, last year, about cryptocurrency, people who are knowledgeable about it and people who have no idea, but they just heard about it. They heard about Coinbase. Every single one of them knows what altcoins are. They know what Ethereum is. They may not know the full purpose and the differences between some of these altcoin projects, but they've heard about Dogecoin. Even Dogecoin, oh my goodness, it got a few percent of the market, a few percent of the entire market capitalization. Hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars are flowing through cryptocurrency every single day. And at one point in time, Dogecoin was the 4th largest cryptocurrency, in part due to Elon Musk, but it has been one heck of a year. So for a lot of people who are saying it's completely over, it's not. We did have a bull run. Bitcoin did go up. There's a fly that happened to get in my car. It's trying to bite me. Maybe that's a mosquito. I have no idea. Get out of here. No, it's a fly. Bye-bye. We did have a bull run. Now, it is only a meager 3 times where Bitcoin was compared to last cycle. But for some altcoins, it's much greater than 10x, 20x. Even some altcoins didn't exist back then. There's a lot more projects. There's a lot larger market capitalization. So my question is, when will the money move from some of these altcoins back into Bitcoin? And this always changes. There's so many variables, but sometimes it's Bitcoin season, sometimes it's altcoin season. And in the future, maybe it is possible that we might have a flippening. It's completely viable that Bitcoin won't remain number one forever. Just like MySpace used to be number one and then it disappeared, and Facebook's number one, it replaced MySpace, but Facebook's not going to be around forever. Something else is going to come and replace Facebook. Something will replace Bitcoin, whether that's Ethereum. At one point in time, people thought it might have been Litecoin. Maybe it's going to be BNB. Maybe it's going to be Polkadot or Cardano or any one of these numerous projects. There's over 11,000 cryptocurrencies listed on CoinMarketCap. That's thousands more than we've ever had in the last cycle. And that's all the ones that are registered. There's thousands more that are registered on other exchanges. Some of them inevitably will fail and they're just quick cash grabs. But there's numerous projects that will actually revolutionize the way the world works. There's already been hundreds and hundreds of new crypto billionaires made, and some of them did lose their fortunes, and for some it's swinging around. Maybe even one day one of the world's richest people will beat Jeff Bezos and be a crypto supporter or even a cryptocurrency developer or investor. So before you get all your horses up and rattled, there's another fly in here, I just want you to think about this. We're far from over in the bull run. It's just, you have to look at it from a different perspective. A lot of money went into altcoins and it's still there. So what happens to that money will dictate whether we go into a extreme bull run where Bitcoin hits $200,000 or whether this is going to be it. That's over. There's been many millionaires made from altcoins. A lot has changed over the past year. I'm currently out of Bitcoin. I'm currently almost fully out of cryptocurrency. I'm going to be coming back into Bitcoin pretty soon with some of these paychecks that I'm going to get. It's not a huge amount, but Bitcoin's always going to be my number one for me, at least for right now, for the next few years. I'm going to be dollar cost averaging into that and a little bit into Ethereum, and just a few percent will go into these smaller altcoin projects. It used to be the other way around for me, and if only I held on to Bitcoin, I probably would have been in a better position. We've already had a big alt season, so I would expect that maybe some of this money would go back into Bitcoin. It's just that there's a lot of FUD recently. There's been some panicky events, but there's still a lot of good news to come out for this year. And especially with Ethereum, you also have to realize, hey, why has there been such a focus on Ethereum right now? It's because Ethereum 2.0 has been in the works for years, and now there's actual forks coming out, there's updates, there's a lot of stuff happening with Ethereum 2.0. There's staking, they're staking on Cardano and Polkadot. So there's a lot of projects that are changing, and a lot of investors who already are in Bitcoin and they want to diversify even more. The future, all we know about it is this: 90% of these projects are going to disappear. The crappy ones, the really bad ones. The good ones will stay. Whether something's going to replace Bitcoin at the top, we don't know yet. Maybe, possibly, probably it's going to happen maybe 10 years from now. Who knows? But there's a good chance that the bull run isn't over just yet. This money might move from altcoins. Institutional investors are going to get excited. And all we need is a couple of events to happen for, hey, $100,000 Bitcoin. It could go either way, though. You can never be too paranoid, but it's just something to think about. Thanks so much for watching, guys, today. Still feel like terrible, but getting a little bit better. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Gosh, dang it. These flies, they're biting me. Like, seriously, they're biting me. They're not mosquito. What the heck is this? You hear the cicadas? Yeah, that's like my tinnitus. I hate cicadas. Can't wait for them to go away. By the way, quick question. Does anybody know when they're going to go away for Chicago? Seriously, everyone's saying online, oh yeah, they should be dead by halfway July. Well, you know, August's approaching and they're still here in full force, so I don't get it. I hate that sound. All right, guys, we have to drive away because these flies are bothering me. So have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for joining me on my journey. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Check that out. Oh, nice V10. Woo! And then we have bankrupt Toys R Us.